I'm using this app called Open Router that is featuring the answer of various LLMs to my questions, which I think is one of the best form of finding wisdom nowadays. Certainly not Google. Uh, it's one of the most energy efficient ways, and folks that follow me know how obsessed I am with energy efficiency. Right, so investing the fewest energy in the greatest energy return. So this one combines all the best LLMs out there, which already have scraped information and filtered it through algorithms, through make sense algorithms, right? So I asked it the question, what are the best business model in 2024? I'm gonna ask it for AI business model after that, but yeah, hopefully we should get a couple of cool businesses model for 2024. I think a bunch of people do not realize it, but they're in the wrong business. They're basically hammering on business models that don't have long-term growth, right? We could define some criteria of what the best business models would be, but yeah, let's just get right into that video, because if you start investing your time in the right business model, you can get rich way quicker than if you would hammer down on a marketing agency for 10 years, right? And hope for $1 million exit instead of a $100 million exit. So okay, let's start. So the first one is terrible. Drop shipping is pretty fucking bad. So why is it bad? I mean, yeah, the typical drop shipping is like taking a product that's already done, hopefully a product of quality in China, right? Not sure how that has changed even with nearshoring, but and yeah, hopefully sell it to people, hope that they're satisfied, do not even retain a brand. Plus you need to pay for shipping, the margins are low. Terrible advice there. So 1 point loss for GPT-4o. um, yeah, I'd rather go for an agency, especially when you start in a business, so that you can learn from your clients while getting paid, and then launch a SaaS. So SaaS is pretty good. People do not want to pay a lot for what you have to offer nowadays in these tiring times. So yeah, the stimulus checks, they need to be paid back. There's the elections, and there's all that uncertainty in the market. Interest rates are rising, mortgages too. So people don't have much money to spend. They have micro money to spend. Trust is as low as ever. So you can't really start with a very high ticket product from the get go. You need to start with a micro step, a micro product, a low ticket offer, and then scale from there, right? So SaaS is good, somewhat complex, but you can go with no code SaaS. For example, I have my $100 list here on ListRate, or AI enriched list, so it's semi agency, semi SaaS model. It's no code as well. And yeah, I think that can be quite successful. Digital product and courses, I still believe in that, especially if they're created with AI. So you can create your avatar via Synthesia, right? Feed it content and um, feed it. Yeah, for example, me, I post a lot on LinkedIn, like snippets of my brain, right? Tell the AI to unify that and come up with a course. Affiliate marketing is great. Also, it's like big. It's nice cash flow, right? So Apollo is paying me on a monthly basis. YouTube is also paying me for content, so content monetization is also a smart one. E-commerce with print on demand, pretty terrible. Remote consulting coaching, so I guess that's the agency model. Subscription box, terrible. Real estate investment, terrible. Vending machine, terrible. uh, it's like all about the energy returns, right? So you'll find these gurus every now and then that take a very old business like vending machines and or planting ATMs, right, and claim that it's super good, but it's mostly bullshit. They're just kidding themselves. Plus, if they have something, it's mostly because of their talent and because they've got like a unique set of ability or a little market moat. But yeah, terrible idea to start that business in 2024. Let's see what Claude has to say. Pretty much the same. Um, yeah, I'll just go through like various model here, Llama, before we ask it an AI business model. Yeah, so Pretty basic answer. As a service model is pretty smart. Recurring services. So I would need to give it like a list of criterias, right? Open router, by the way, you can feed it dollars and get credits in exchange. It's fun to compare the various business model, which is also one of the goals of this video here. So they pretty much say the same thing. Give me the criterias of the last equation I ask. And now AI business model of 2024. So you'll see that question is pretty broad here. So not sure what type of answer will return. Cash return. Okay. Yeah. Claude is always on top, is what I'm realizing nowadays. It's just like a bit better than GPT. Yeah, low energy expenditure. So investments, I mean, my first business was like buying shit on China and reselling it on local markets in Kijiji, which wasn't scalable, nor was it ethical. But yeah, that got me started because I could see the cash returns, right? But physical products don't scale as well. So definitely don't advise these. Also, the low energy expenditure is mostly a fallacy, right? Like if you want $1 trillion exit, you're most likely to go in very complex stuff like OpenAI does. Now let's just ask it, yeah, AI business model, because we're in the age of AI right now, and anything not AI, in my opinion, wouldn't scale, wouldn't be worth it. It's interesting that it always comes up with the same business models, right? One business model that I forgot is APIs, right? APIs and just having companies connect with one another's API is like full scale. And just as an agency, that can be a little moat right there, but more on that later. Or even API as a business model, right? Say that you're a SaaS or something. So, okay, let's see. Did I just copy paste the same thing? I think I did. Now for AI business models in 2024, the best AI business models. By the way, Open Router was started by the founders of OpenSea. If you know NFT and crypto, that guy's a genius. YC backed, Andreessen Horowitz backed. Shout out to Atala. What's his name again? Atala. Alex Atala. Yeah, genius. I'd invest in that guy. That'd be another cool business model, right? Like you invest in humans. Banks are so bad at giving loans to people, and VCs investing in business model. What if you could invest in someone, and every time they start a business, whatever their business is, you're getting a share of that in exchange of huge capital injections, right? So you're betting on very strong workhorses like Sam Altman and the ex-CTO of OpenAI, I forgot his name, Greg Brockman. You're like investing on all these strong workhorses, right? Could ask it to innovate as well. So let's see. AI enhanced SaaS. Okay. It's not sure to understand like AI enhanced, like, okay, normal SaaS, but AI, I guess. AI powered marketplaces. Sure. Yeah. I mean, anything AI powered is like super exciting, right? Like think of a marketplace in Facebook that's AI powered. mean, it's the feed is already AI powered, like suggesting you stuff, but think of like features like, oh, this is the exact car that you need today, and because of this, and that reason, right? The seller is trustable, and you share interest, and it's likely that he hasn't ran the car too high. Anyway, AI driven content creation. So I think it just like added AI to basically all of its suggestions. So again, point loss for ChatGPT team. And by the way, the other AI models do return that too. Only Claude is different, like I said. Yeah, it lacks originality. So I might just reprompt it as well to offer like more game changing ones, relevant ones. AI model marketplaces. Yeah, that's smart. Um, I think I understood something different. So it's yeah, it's very similar to Chad. Okay, so most of them like just added AI to the previous question. Be more innovative. You're just recycling business models and adding AI in front of them. So let's see here. So this platform here, yeah, it's a great way to learn, but also like a good way to compare AI models. And as you'll see, these will evolve quite drastically in the upcoming times. So it's always good to keep the pulse on them. Okay. The thing is, like every old business are injecting AI into their business. So these business models are not necessarily the best ones to start with. They won't give you like a clear advantage. AI driven synthetic, da da da. Yeah, I had a client that did that, which is pretty fascinating. That's great. AI swarms, quite interesting. Ethics is a huge niche, so Claude is winning some point here. Reality layers, yeah. Predictive mental health, that's great. Dream incubation, that's cool. AI powered intergenerational knowledge, yeah, that's fascinating. AI driven virtual wardrobe, personalized gastronomy. So, yeah, just with a simple prompt, it improved. Digital twins are huge. I had a client that did that. Knowledge graphs are humongous. Um, yeah, because even these algorithms, they're not super reliable because some decision trees were fucked up by some humans. That information was put online, and through group thinking, most humans agreed, and as a result, were some results by this AI were human powered and did not return the right result. Right? It didn't return the truth. It's just a company that is considered as the truest in its returns and algorithms, right? Like really going for truth. I guess that company could be Wikipedia, but its business model, like the donation, don't think it scale. Don't think it scales. Yeah, most humans won't donate money for a charity, right? You sort of need to force them to do it. Most humans are not accountable, right? So now, how would you monetize if you'd be Wikipedia? Is a fun question to ask yourself. Not the paywall, because yeah, New York Times does that, and it's so annoying. Um, they send emails, they send pop-ups, they send reminders. Uh, Maybe a per usage. I think ChatGPT is one of the best business model right now. Like per words read, per article read, something really cheap, right? Like meta sense. And yeah, like the more article, let's say it's like 10 cents per article or 5 cents per article. Yeah, I think that would scale the most. People don't want like a subscription. Then you repay for credits, right? Not sure how much ChatGPT makes off its model. That's the next question I'm gonna ask it. Custom nutrition plan. Yeah, all fun suggestions. How would you improve the returns of LLMs slash their knowledge graph? Granted that some information they scraped is untrue, inaccurate. How much does Open AI makes through their per credit usage on a yearly basis? And could Wikipedia do something similar? See my last question. Yeah, required a lot of characters, data quality improvement, source verification, data scrubbing, human verification, fact checking. Yeah, I like that answer. Ethical and governance framework. What about a real-time news algo API to customize your marketing at scale with actual events? My God, that's a long ass question, a long ass answer, but might interest some of you here. I like the truth scoring. Hmm. It's so fascinating to see like how serious companies and AI are filtering truth with like a very complex model vs who we're seeing on the political scene nowadays and their truth model, which is probably red or blue. Red or blue. Actually, it's probably even more simple than two options, probably like just one option. It's just fascinating how some individuals nowadays just totally disregard truth, which is a plague for society. Ooh, blockchain based information verification. That's great. Love that. Probabilistic relationship. Oh my God, that is beautiful right there. Meta learning for self correction. Yeah. And that's so good. And see how few humans are involved in this? Like most of these models won't crowdsource truth, right? Because the crowds are most most of the time are wrong. I think there's one part of genius, one part of truth algorithm in crowds that should be involved, right? The wisdom of crowds is definitely one thing, that the wisdom of experts too and technocrats, but yeah, they should be like part of this algorithm. Um, human evaluation. That would be a great business. Again, like just validating truth, an algorithm for truth validation, which would be connected with these LLMs, right? I think you could make a fortune of that because truth pays off. If you're right in the market, you can make like shit tons of money. And in business, if you're right, I mean, you can cover the truth, but not for long. And you can scale falsehoods to, I don't know, 6, 7 figures. But after that, like if you want to go with very high amounts of money, you need to be right. And yeah, you need to go for truth. Now, truth isn't necessarily synonym to being right in the markets, right? Because the markets are quite irrational themselves. But I think that truth API, that yeah, that truth as a service algorithm that you can plug with other LLMs would be genius. I think it'll be at least $1 billion company. Let's see if I can even make like a truth algorithm that returns truth of statements. Wouldn't that be fun? Like to, I don't know, scrape someone's LinkedIn and be like, yeah, what you're saying here is true. What you're saying here is false. And I'd love to discuss that on a podcast, right? So I love digesting all of that, like, or at least my subconscious brain is digesting all that information, diagonal reading and digesting, right? Um, Especially for multiple, see here, Wikipedia fact checking. It's fascinating. Diverse and comprehensive data. Anyway, okay, so mm, next thing will also be like, what about a truth as a service algorithm connecting with major LLM? Would that be $1 billion company? So, okay, let's check how much OpenAI makes with their per credit usage strategy, right? Yeah, $100 a month is what I spend with my very light usage of OpenAI. I think like it's more 250 per month. 100K active users. Whoa, that is low. 120 mil. That's false. It's more like yeah, it's more like 1.2 billion. And it's funny that I'm saying that just like it's nothing, right? Like OpenAI is this brand new company, but yeah, that's what they're making, and that's why they're, yeah, no, that's way too conservative. Let's see what other confidential financial data. So woke Claude. Also, I think it answered for Wikipedia. Free knowledge. Yeah, free knowledge. No such thing as free knowledge. You need to have people pay. You need to make people accountable. Although it's a very noble mission, nonetheless. Ugh. Llama is like totally off on its OpenAI prediction. Affiliate marketing. That would be terrible for Wikipedia. Wikipedia makes 100 mil a year. Not too bad. I'm not sure why most say that OpenAI makes 120 million per year. I think they're totally off. Wouldn't make any sense. At least 500K. 500 M's, that is. Yeah. 2 million a year, sure. Okay, let's ask it the next question, which is like a real-time news API that businesses could use, right? Like, hey, have you seen the latest news of Google stocks falling by 50%? I think there is some value in news, like not ultimate value in news and outreach and marketing using news, but that would be a great business model. I mean, you just need to technically connect to Google News API and so forth and scrape news outlet and then ask an AI to make sense out of these news and then integrate it in your emails, cold emails, or ads, for example. I think that'd be a genius API idea. Certainly increase reply rates and conversion rates by anywhere from 2 to 10%, right? Which we could sell at per usage. I don't know, like per per post or per email, depending on like the volume or how many people use it. But like I don't know, anywhere from 0.001 cents to 10 cents. Um, Event detection, trend analysis, customizable marketing insights. Okay. Will it give me some dollars? 500 bucks per month, 10K businesses. Whoa, that is 10K businesses. Ooh, that would be intense, especially without funding. Data privacy and security. Okay, let's see what Claude says now. Real-time news analysis, topic sentiment could be potentially sold as well as a sentiment analysis, but not too bullish on that. And hedge funds paying me, or who knows, per trade basis. Okay, ensuring accuracy and avoiding misinformation. Da da da. Okay. Yeah, I mean, fake news, right? Could be a big problem. So it's like, hey, if you're not 99% sure of that, do not return it. Then you could compare it with humans, right? Like, I mean, if 99% sure and still making an error, a human would have made the error like if 80% sure, right? Topic modeling, social media, API design, data processing, monetization, pay-per-use. Okay. So Luminate seems to be quite short as well, quite basic. I'm not sure if it's relevant, so I think I'm gonna box it out. Stop using that model. What about reflection here? It's reflection. Is it perplexity? Matt's humor. Okay, so it's like llama. Variance, I guess. Event trigger marketing crisis management. Yeah, it's like similar to other responses, Hermes. Okay. Big Strong is kind of cool. I like how many numbers it integrates and the depth of the response. Just turn reflection off. Huh. Yeah, interesting. So if you want to steal this idea, that's a good one. And then the last question for it, what was it? Yeah, the truth as a service algorithm. Let's see what they think about it. Okay. Yeah, I think that can scale. I think that can be very hard, but also noble cause. So it checks the box of like hard problems, right? Um, I'm gonna throw the last idea that I have, which I personally would like to dedicate my life to. What about a science scaling LLM related to this truth would help scientific community scale their experiments and deploy, scale their experiments and reach scientific conclusion and innovation 1000x faster. Oh, I won't tell it, I won't ask it how, I'll just like leave it as is. Yeah, truth or anti-hallucination, which is somewhat related. No, it's not related, but could anti-hallucination as a service could be interesting as well. Yeah, yeah, I'm very bullish on the truth as a service. Most AIs are yes, man. So you still need to fact check yourself. Most AIs are echo chambers, so you still need to think and A/B test your model with other human brains, brainstorm and get feedback. What about an anti hallucination algo API? Yeah, companies would definitely pay for that. I'll just go through it quick. What about an ethics API for LLMs? You can steal all these ideas, like I suggested, at least three that are $1 billion companies. Depends on your ikigai as well, right? What you love doing, what you're good at, what you can get paid for, and what the market needs. Claude is notoriously bad at ethics, by the way, which is why I'm mentioning this. Thinks it's good, but yeah, it's not. Ethics are complex topic as well. Ethics are not necessarily truth, is like what humans perceive to be ethical. Could be based on truth, one part of it. Pretty sure there's already a bunch of YC companies developing that. Okay, so I'll just throw this last one and the science one and just let's see. Let's see what Claude responds, because Claude's fucking ethics, man. It's all over the map. Or should I say different from my sense of ethics? Yeah, generally ChatGPT is the most complex response. Complete, should I say? Claude is the smartest. I had an AI ethics specialist. She was like a high performer, former Australian dragon that went and visited me here in Oaxaca. Her with her husband Arne, amazing people, and yeah, she'd have potential. She took a company public before, so on the Australian Stock Exchange, so she had huge potential to develop that. Most of these ventures required humongous funding, so that's just like a big asterisk. I do believe in the $1 billion company concept put forward by Sam Altman. The how is a bit more complex, right? You really need to be an amazing human. All starting founders aren't qualified to start these businesses. Most of them need funding to fuck up, right? They need money to burn and learn. Subscription, pay-per-use, advertising. The last one, science, exerting science could have like humongous potential, but we need a commercialization machine. I'm not for patenting shit as well and limiting innovations, just because I'm greedy. So I need like a platform to also commercialize my innovations, right? So, okay, let's feed it the last one and end that video here because it was pretty long. Got into some rabbit hole, which is the goal behind these videos, by the way. Wandering, guys. AIs do not wander, humans do. AIs don't go. Why don't AIs go in rabbit hole? Why don't AIs? Because they never get out of them. Okay, science scaling. So this one was broad. Let's see like how it puts the dots onto my eyes. Okay, so yeah, summarize, synthesize scientific literature at scale, design optimization, simulation, and modeling. Yeah, it's all about like creating an online environment of this reality, right? And a proper, realistic way to test and get scientific conclusions, which is very tough because this world is so random and we still don't fully understand it. But I think we're getting there. Collaboration and knowledge sharing. So sure, yes. Ethics and compliance, right? I wouldn't make much money licensing this platform to scientists, but I would be like, hey, if you come up with something, I get a big chunk of that. Plus, I help you. I'll help you commercialize your innovations, right? I need to start such an accelerator. Just that, as usual, even the most technical and scientific people, they're not that attractive to work with because they're so disconnected from this market. They're so like how do you say, abstract and in the air. They're not really connected to their end market, which is where I would come in. But I would need to do significant efforts to outreach their innovation and then commercialize it to market. Anyway, I think it's still an interesting field and a worthwhile one. Thinking of the guy that invented the polio vaccine and could have made 5 billion from it. I think there's an equilibrium as well between like commercializing something, making money out of it, and saving lives. I think there's a just equilibrium that can be reached. I do believe in like a price per person, right? An algorithm that determines if how much a person is worth, right? It's connected to their bank as well, and they would get goods at one price vs another wealthy person. They would get the same vaccine but like at 10,000 bucks, um, which would be somewhat fucked in some ways. But I'm saying that because yeah, I'm gonna be one of these wealthy people, and I think humans always want an advantage over their counterparts, right? So, but such an API could be valuable in some business, in some instances, not in all products, right? But could be fun to rapidly commercialize something and get people to buy something that might save their lives, for very cheap if they don't have the means. That would be hyper capitalizing everything as well, on the other side. But yeah, let's leave that one for another day. Okay, so that we're still like looking at the GPT, I think. Have we gone to Claude yet? Market launch, da da da. Yeah, I would hate dealing with academic institution. Man, I have a conspiracy theory, guys. I have much of them, but one of them is that, yeah, like really wealthy people educating in universities and creating their own departments, right? Just to keep us, yeah, in the system, right? Like school is so good at not fostering innovation and killing it in the egg and keeping people away from money and independence and freedom. I just hate how most establishments work nowadays. This is so against what I stand for. Same for jobs, right? I think, yeah, so that was a long ass answer from GPT. Let's see what Claude says. Key features: experiment, design, optimization, automated literature. Okay, yeah, very similar to GPT. Large market, applicable to academic institution, research lab. Scalability can be applied. Yeah, okay. Yeah, need would be like open source. I would sort of shortcut the school and I would go directly to scientists and to entrepreneurial scientists, right? Like not the academia type that has been corrupted. People that want to break walls, and get their innovation to market as soon as possible. Because yes, there's a lot of scientists that are all about look at me recognitions and vanity metrics and getting winning like grants for bullshit reasons, right? And filling grant application. I think most of them got into it for yeah, sort of saving the world or discovery purposes, but lots of them have gotten corrupted. Um, Same for me, same for a bunch of people that got into business, right? Strong reputation, okay. Also, like one other thesis for you guys, like these companies already exist, right? Which is like, yeah, which is why I'm gonna ask the AI, like, just give me these companies at the end, and I'm gonna reach out to them. And the model, instead of starting something, like just partner with their team, right? Maybe start with a podcast interview, and then, um, yeah, get to do some free work for them, show your worth, and after that, ask for some equity, some commission, which is what I'm doing. Also, that's a very big part of what I do nowadays. Instead of starting it from scratch, right? And if you're that good, if you're adding that much value in the business, they'll promote you to a high rank. And who knows, you might even become the full owner of the company eventually, right? It's all about who cares most about the mission, right? And who's most driven and who's performing the most. Believe it or not, like, yeah, if the founders ethical and honest with themselves, they could even hand you the company eventually. like, hey, dude, yeah, you care about this way more than I do. I found out that I would be better doing this, and they could eventually give you the company. That's the power of scale and, yeah, applying a tight cluster of algorithm, which is your brain, to another cluster and see the alignment between each and see if one can outperform the other. It's the beauty of evolution and the laws of nature. Anyway, so yeah, I think the answers are pretty similar with these business models. They're pretty long. I'm not gonna bore you with these details. Send me companies that are already doing that with all their websites of all the AI ideas I suggested. Truth, hallucination, and science thing. All right, guys. So that's it for today. Let me know what you think about that wild rambling. If you want to start one of these models, if you already have your hands on one of these models, just let me know so that I can participate into it. I'm quite bullish on these ideas. Long story short, if you're starting, start an agency, take notes of the existing business models of your clients, which one is working best, which one has the best product market fit. You can also take some advice from the models that I suggested today. They're Charles filtered. I interviewed 1,500 CEOs, founders, and thought a lot about these business models. The last three that I suggested are quite very much powerful. They're also aligned with me. So again, make sure that these models are aligned with your own ikigai so that you can scale them. Need to have fun, you need to have passion, you need to have that fire to start these business models, else it won't go anywhere and will become hell. So yeah, hope you like that one. I'll do a bit more of these videos, and yeah, hasta luego.